Good morning, everybody. We're going to get this call started very soon. I see so many people getting on right now. Good morning. If you're dialing in from Hawaii, it's 5 a.m. You guys are absolute champions. I see so many people from Hawaii getting on right now. Unbelievable. Welcome to the call. I see people dialing in from all over the West Coast. I know it's only 8 a.m. We're super excited to start off the morning with Mr. Danny Bay. And for all the people dialing in from Mountain Time and Central Time, I guess it's in a way morning, 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. And for the East Coast people, it's about to be lunch. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our GPS Good Morning call. We're super excited to have all of you guys getting on right now. We're going to kick off this call in about 1 or 2 minutes. Want to remind everybody to have something to take notes with, and most importantly, remind your entire team to get on this call because we have some unbelievable information we're going to get shared with all of you this morning. So I'm excited to have all of you guys on this call. This is such a great time here in GPS. It's going to be a good morning call. Aloha and annyeonghaseyo to all the people in Hawaii. I know it's only 5 a.m., but you guys are absolute champions for waking up to be on this good morning call. So good morning to all of you from Hawaii. As well as West Coast people, I know it's 8 a.m. Good morning to all of us here dialing in the West Coast, and good morning to all the people dialing in from Central Time, as well as Mountain Standard Time, and good afternoon. Hello, sir.
Oh, sorry, I forgot I was not on mute, sorry.
All right, so we're gonna kick off the call in about 1 more minute. Wanna welcome everybody to our Good Morning GPS call. If you're on this call, on this live webinar from Hawaii, good morning. I know it's 5 a.m., super early. You guys are absolute champions. Good morning to all the people here dialing in from the West Coast. It's 8 a.m., bright and early, fresh day. For people dialing in from Mountain Standard Time, 9 a.m., Central Time, 10 a.m., and for all the people in the East Coast, good afternoon. What a champion every single one of you guys are. We're about to kick off this call. Want to remind every single person that Good Morning GPS call, this is only going on for today, and tomorrow is going to be the final day. So make sure all of you remind your entire organization, every single influencer that is a part of GPS, to be on this call. It's also going to be recorded. So make sure for anyone at work or couldn't be on, it's going to be going on the GPS Facebook as well as on the YouTube channel. And make sure to get it to your team, because this is some golden nuggets being shared by our chairman and founder, Mr. Danny Bay. Also, if you're not following the GPS Facebook company website as well as the GPS team page we have on Facebook, make sure you're following, make sure you're adding yourself and your entire organization as we're updating everybody what's going on, up to date with all the schedules with GPS here in the US. So again, want to welcome all of you guys. We're about to kick off our Good Morning GPS call. Make sure you guys have something to take some notes with, because we're going to be getting some golden nuggets today from our chairman and founder, Mr. Danny Bay. So we're going to go now to South Korea, and it is my honor to bring on this webinar, Good Morning call, the gentleman who founded this company, the reason why we're all here at the pre-launch of GPS. Please help me welcome chairman of the company, Mr. Danny Bay.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael On. I am excited to be here once again. Yesterday, I know we talked about it. I know some of you may be joining for the very first time today. I want to thank you for being part of GPS. I want to thank you for joining us 5 a.m. in Hawaii, 8 a.m. out in California and Las Vegas, West Coast, 10 a.m. out in Texas in Central Time, and 11 a.m. all the way out in the East Coast. I see my friend Christina Jung right there. I see so many of my friends out here. I see Mr. Mark Isaac out there, and I see you, Reggie. Of course, I see you. And you know, and it's 8 a.m. No, not 8 a.m. It's midnight here. So I think this is like the only time that we could do a morning call And in Korea and Japan, it's still AM, midnight. And East Coast is 11 a.m., still AM. So it's pretty exciting. Nissim, how you doing? And of course, Edward. Hey, I got to tell you, I want to start off by saying, to put your turn your camera on and actually be ready for the meeting, to show your face to a couple hundred other entrepreneurs and leaders and influencers that's starting GPS with you, that shows extra commitment, and that shows your confidence, level of you, and that gets me excited because I see so many of you, man. I just see your name, man. I want to see your face. But anyway, hey, good morning, GPS. We're gonna get this started. Hey, today we're gonna be talking about something that I guess you probably never in your life had a conference call truly focused on learning and mastering the idea and the technology and the understanding of the development of the technology and the softwares and the implementation of the virtual reality industry. And today, this morning, I want to spend the next 30 minutes or so and dive right into this because I know many of you, this is your first time. Maybe learning about virtual reality industry. Maybe this is your very first time. Even learning. Hold on one second. Let's see. Well, never mind. Maybe this is your very first time, even learning about the technology of VR or AR. Maybe some of you never even experienced that yet. And if you haven't, well, I was going to say go to the mall and try it out, but you can't go to the mall because malls are not open right now. But but just imagine, I know you don't have it, but just imagine turning, putting it on, and just imagine that you could be in Guam right now, parasailing, even though you're at home, and just imagine that you could be swimming right now under the ocean and swimming and hanging out with stingrays, and just imagine right now if you could have 200-inch screen, IMAX theater screen, and you could watch your favorite movie and you could watch your favorite TV series. Imagine you could not just play the game, but be in the game. It's absolutely amazing. I can't wait for all of you guys to experience it if you haven't experienced it yet. So now let's talk about this. Now, but before that, if you're brand new to GPS, maybe you're just getting introduced to it, maybe you just got introduced to GPS Opportunity maybe 2 days ago or a week ago. We just started our pre-launch literally, 11 days ago. And we already have, I think yesterday, last time I checked the number, I think the influencer ID number already surpassed, like 2,500 or something. So I got to check the report, but it is so exciting to see so many people now in short 3 months of time. We have so many exciting things happening. We spent hours and hours with IT team and the finance team getting Japan ready. And I really am confident we're 98% there to get Japan launching. I mean, if it wasn't for coronavirus, we would have had it launched like a month and a half ago, but banking's delaying and, a lot of things are delaying, but nothing is going to stop us from doing what we want to do. So I'm excited about that. But now let's, if you're brand new today, I want you to have an open mind, learn about the technology. If you're going to master being an entrepreneur in an industry, it will be important for you to learn the basics. And I want to share some ideas with you, and I want to give you some perspective for you to really understand where VR industry is now and where VR industry will be in 2, 3, 5 years down the road, and how you got to position yourself right now to take advantage of this technology shift and why right now truly is the best time. All right. So now let's talk about it. Technology evolution is something that, that it's not that something we're creating or predicting just ourselves. The truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter if you're 20 years old or 80 years old, you can look back your history, and history always repeats itself, but technology evolution happens and technology shift happens. And if you take a look, I mean, and when it comes down to entertainment or content, what did it start with? Somewhat of a digital technology content. What device, what equipment did it start with? Can anybody guess? What do you guys think it was? Of course, it was radio, right? You know, how many of you guys remember when the radio came out? Some of you are like, what's a radio? You know, you're like, I know podcasts, but what's a radio? You know, I'm looking, man. I'm looking your faces. Anybody in 20s, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I see Edward Smith. He's like, yeah, I remember when I was, you know, carrying around my, you know, big old Sony, you know, Walkman that had the radio, and you know, and I remember carrying those things around. But you know, but radio came out. You know what year radio came out? 1920. In 1920. Now think about this. Just think about how fast things get implemented nowadays in 2020. Just think about how fast information spreads in year 2020. But think about how slow you think information was spread back in 1920. Can you imagine? Obviously no internet, obviously no phone, right? Obviously no television yet, obviously no Facebook yet, obviously no Zoom yet, right? There's no TV means no CNN yet, or no Fox yet, you know, no NBC yet. Okay, so 1920, when radio tech evolution just started, do you know how long it took to have 40% of the population in America actually have a radio at home? How long do you think that took? 100 years? Can't, because it will be right now. No. But only 11 years. So think about this, okay? 1920 it started. 1931, 40% of the population already had it. And that's before TV, before internet, before any of that. So think about how slow it was and how long it took. 40% in 11 years. 7 years later, it was 80% of the population. From the beginning of it, literally 18 years later, 80% of the population already had a radio at home. And the TV came out. Do you know what year? I'm glad you asked, okay? I'll tell you, 1946. 1946, TV industry officially started distribution in the marketplace, and 0.5%, less than 1%, 0.5% of the population had television. And 8 years later, 55.7% of the population in America had television. Now, radio took 11 years to go 40%, but television, 8 years to go 55.7%. 10 years later, 90%. Right now, I guarantee there are more TVs in America than houses and apartments in America. Many of you have 2, 3, 4 TVs at home. Everybody already had TVs last year. Everybody already had TVs 12 years ago, 5 years ago. But you know what's crazy? Even though all of us already have TVs, last year alone, there was over 28 million televisions sold in America alone last year. We all have it and we still purchase it. Now that's crazy, isn't it? To go from zero evolution of 55.7% in 8 years, and 10 years later, 90%. Smartphone, 2007, Apple iPhone came out. 11 years later, 59%. 59% of world population. Now, we're not talking America now. World population, 59% has smartphone. 2019, last year data, Korea, worldwide, number 1. 95% of Korean population have smartphones. Number 2 is Israel, 88%. Number 3 is Netherlands, 87%. Number 4 is Sweden, 86%. Number 5 is Australia, 81%. Number 5, tied with America, 81%. Japan, 66%. Russia, 59%. Mexico, 52%. All the way down to in India, only 24%. But if you think about how crazy that is, from 2007 just invention, technology's invention of a smartphone, and just literally 12 years later, America, 81%. Can you believe it? 81%. Let's take a look at VR technology. Virtual reality in 2010s, now the inception and the idea of the technology development was starting in 1990, but that was only the development of the technology of the future, but the distribution really started just less than 10 years ago, 2010s. And they weren't focused for main entertainment. They were only focused by game companies and PlayStations and HTC and Oculus. And these brands started coming out. In 2019, oh, you ready for this? Before I go into it, today I want to encourage you. If you want to be the pioneer. Now, I talked about yesterday, if you were on the call yesterday, that's great. If not, try to get a recording of it, because I talked about being a pioneer. I talked about being an entrepreneur. I talked about being first. I talked about being at the top. I talked about having information before everybody else. I talked about you mastering something before anybody else. I talked about you positioning you to win in a big way before anybody else. We talked about that yesterday. And you know that nobody around you truly mastered the virtual reality industry around you. Nobody, okay? So I want you to be the master of virtual reality in your community. As I mentioned yesterday, you're probably the very first person in your inner circle, in your city, in your state, that found out about GPS opportunity. You're probably the only person you know right now positioning to capitalize on the biggest technology shift, biggest distribution of technology shift that has ever happened in our lifetime. Bigger than radio, bigger than TVs, bigger than smartphone, faster than those industries is what we're dealing with right now with VR. And I'm telling you, we are positioned perfectly to capitalize on this. So I want you to be a pioneer, and I want you to have an open mind to master this. And if you want to master it, I'm gonna give you a very tough challenge. Maybe some of you may not do this. I'm gonna challenge you because I want you to become a leader. Okay, I want to challenge you to go to this website you probably have never been to before. If you're taking notes, you can write this down. If you have good memory, you could actually remember this, because it's like 6 letters plus .com. Okay, let me spell it out for you. I want to challenge you to do it. If you want to be a master, if you want to be a leader in VR industry and become a pioneer with GPS, as a GPS influencer, I want to challenge you to do it. Try going to this website today. GOOGLE.com. It's google.com, okay? Now, if you go to google.com, I want you to type something that search something that would shock you. What if you just search VR industry coronavirus? What do you think it will say? I don't know. I'll do it right now. Okay. VR industry coronavirus. I'm doing it right now. All right, here we go. Okay. First one, CNBC. This is not from 5 years ago. This is not from 3 months ago. This one's 5 days ago. Coronavirus could be catalyst to I don't know how to pronounce that. Reinvigorate virtual reality headsets. Okay? Key points. It's been 6 years since Oculus founder Palmer Luckey said virtual reality was going to change the world. Ever since tech giants, including Google, Facebook, Samsung, and Sony, have been competing to bring consumer-ready headsets to the market. Consumers currently own just 26 million, listen carefully, 26 million virtual reality headsets globally, according to data from tech consulting firm Omdia. The tech industry is hopeful the coronavirus pandemic may spur growth in VR headset sales. I don't have a mic, but I did a phone drop. I did so many meetings past few days. Everybody's going, Danny, tell me the truth. I know you know a lot of people, and I know you know people that know people that know people. Did you know coronavirus was going to happen? Did you know this pandemic was going to happen? Did you know virtual reality was going to be the hottest topic, hottest discussion in the tech world, in the business world, in the solution world, in the consumer world? Did you know that all these things were going to happen? Because it doesn't even make sense that we have an opportunity that we start literally days before this pandemic. And it's not just the opportunity, but it's the solution that we're providing to consumers. It's the options that we're providing to consumers around the world to make their safe environment living, to make their new way of living. Hey, folks, don't mistake it. The world will never be the same. After this pandemic, yes, Korea, they started opening things up. Yes, I'm doing my very first live in-person leadership training with 150 people this coming Sunday, which I'm very excited about because it is the very first live in-person training I'm doing ever since we launched GPS 3 months ago. So I'm excited about it. And since we couldn't do a lot of trainings for the last 3 months, I'm doing a 6-hour leadership with 150 core leadership of Korea this coming Sunday, which I'm extremely excited about. But you know what's, even though that we are having these events, but the truth of the matter is, the world will never be the same. It will never be the same, and it will never go back to how it used to be. People will be looking for solutions to do more and get more out of being home and experience more from home in a safe environment for them and everybody else. That's not the only article. Next one, April 17th. What does the future hold? Location-based VR coronavirus. April 9th, COVID-19 impact assessment on the virtual reality industry, a key opportunity for the future. April 16th, 2020. How the coronavirus tested the resilience of the virtual reality industry. Take a look at the VR industry during this coronavirus and how it is growing right now. 2020, March 11th. Is VR the solution to the impact coronavirus is having on the events? I mean, you could look at all these articles. I'm not talking of news articles from 5 years ago or 5 months ago. I'm talking, this is the talk. This is one of the hottest topics around the world right now. And all these articles that you can Google yourself is articles, and some are positive, some are negative, but who cares? I don't really listen to anything negative anyways. But I look for opportunities in every crisis to help people. But let me tell you something. This is the hottest talk. And this is the best solution for consumers. This truly is. I mean, let me just, can we just, all right, let's step back, all right? Let's just say we're not part of GPS. Let's just say GPS, let's just look at your life, 30, 50, 80 years, doesn't matter. Take a look and honestly ask yourself, when was the last time that you were positioning yourself to get involved in an opportunity and you heard about it before company opened? You're one of the very few people that are getting that knows about it and that are getting involved before anybody else, even before the launch, and the business you're getting into, the industry you're tapping into, the company that you are positioning yourself to be at the top of the deal from the very beginning. And you're one of the pioneers to create this and have the greatest opportunity of your lives. And that opportunity happened to be in the news or a new article literally every single day. When was the last time the industry and the product was something that every news channel and everybody around the world is talking? When did that ever happen? I don't remember. Hey, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. This is my 21st year. Traveled the world and participated in many different industries. But what's crazy is I've never had an opportunity as big and as exciting and as everybody around the world are curious and feel the need of the implementation of what you're offering to the marketplace. I've never had that happen. And that's the opportunity that we have right now with GPS. That's the products, that services, and the solution that we'll be providing to so many people around the world. I know you can't wait to get your devices. I know that our first core leadership, of our first core couple hundred leaders that enrolled will be receiving their very first group batch in literally in next couple of weeks and before the official launch happens, and you're going to see some leaders start popping up with experiencing it, and you're going to want to experience it. But you know, as everybody starts receiving and experiencing, I believe by 2023 or 2024, next 3-4 years, I believe over 50% of the population will have a virtual reality device at home. So the question is, between now and next 3 to 4 years, because right now only 26 million people around the world have it, folks. Only 26 million people. That's not a lot. Off of the population, I mean, you're talking what, less than 1%? I mean, think about that. In the next 3-4 years, mark my words, we're recording this, we'll watch it again 3-4 years from now. I believe over 50% of the population will have virtual reality device at home. The question is, are you going to have anything to do with it? Because you're here when 99% of the population don't have it. You will be there 3 years from now when half of the population will have it. What are you going to do about it? You're here when 99% don't have it. 3-4 years from now, 50% of the population, many of the experts believe, will have it. And you have that information before anybody else. You have an opportunity to participate and capitalize on this before anybody else. You have the opportunity to be the distributor to market these products and services into the marketplace. And people ask me, well, Danny, tell me more about Pico. Tell me more about this. Now, I will tell you a little bit about Pico. This is the device that we're launching as our first generation with GPS with Pico. This device is absolutely incredible. This is another device from Pico. You know, we could sell whatever product, whatever device that we want out there in the marketplace. This is the brand new, newest Pico device that just came out literally 3 weeks ago. This is more for game focus, and these guys got controllers where both hands, where it reads the 6-degree movement. It's absolutely incredible. You can walk to the back, you could walk in front, you could go to the side. I mean, zombies pop up and you kill them and they get back up. I mean, it's crazy, it's scary. Hey, yeah, weak heart, don't play this one. But the other ones you could just watch. You know, you don't do the 6-degree movement, and it's absolutely amazing because it puts you in a virtual space to experience whatever you want to experience. And it's absolutely amazing. Somebody said, why are you offering this? Why are we starting with this device instead of the other devices? Because honestly, I believe for the implementation of virtual reality devices, yes, there are many other devices that you could do motion sensor and game better spec, all that stuff. No, first of all, these are more expensive. And you want to start off with a product that is price is reasonable enough where consumers are going to want it and get it without paying too much money for it. Number two, these are not as practical because you can't really do this when you're sitting in Starbucks. You can't really watch this when you're inside in a car or when you're on an airplane because, hey, what are you going to do? When you're on an airplane, when you're driving, you're going to do this and get up and walk around 6 degrees and, you know, to go out there and have an interaction and immersive experience? Of course not. So you can't do those things, but this is display focus. Now, this is same exact spec, except for this is black and this is white and gray. And now this has the actual resolution. Number-wise, this is a little higher, but the wholesale cost for this is over $100 more than this, which means consumers have to pay more. And obviously, we don't want consumers to pay more. We want customers to get the most amount of experience and the best experience for the buck and still be able to pay commission. Now, from what I understand, we are the only option. Now, there are many channels selling different VR devices and different things. And I'm not talking about the ones where you have to open it up and put the cell phone in there. To me, that's not even a real VR device. Somebody, well, I saw a VR device and it was only $20. Well, let me tell you what that $20 VR device is. It's something that you have to open up and you have to put your cell phone in there and close back on. And what you're doing is looking at your cell phone screen with little bubble eye lens. You know what that's like? That's like going to movies and watching 3D movie, and they give you cheap paper 3D glasses with little plastic film. That's all that is. There's no technology in that. That's not a real virtual reality headset. This is full operating system, all-in-one computer. You see speakers right there. You could plug in your earphone here if you're watching it yourself and you want to be quiet, and you could actually charge with regular C-type like charging your Samsung phone. There's the power button. You could put an SD card in there, 256 gig. You could download movies, you could download experiences, you could download games, you could just put it in there. You could go to your computer and download your favorite movie and put it in here, and boom, you could play it, and you'd be laying down in a giant theater, like you just rented out this theater by yourself, and you'd be feeling like you're watching it with 200-inch IMAX theater experience right there when you're laying down in your bed. So a device like this is a real virtual reality, all-in-one display focused device. And that's what we're going to be bringing out to the marketplace. Mark my words, thousands of people will be buying this literally every single week. Tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people will be buying this. Now, is this it? Of course not. I mean, this is an already different brand virtual reality device that I'm already reviewing. There's 2 other brands I'm already meeting with and meeting. Why? Because eventually, like walking into a cell phone store, like walking into Best Buy, you have option of HP, you have option of Dell, you have option of Apple when you're buying laptops, when you have option of TCL, you have option of Samsung, you have option of Panasonic when you're buying TVs. You're gonna have options even with GPS. We start with this because this is it's the best value and best experience for the buck. The best product to go out there and bring it out to the marketplace for people to experience virtual reality the way we want them to. And our virtual reality VR Lou Master Academy, our partner, have developed contents that will absolutely blow your mind when you experience contents through this virtual reality glass. So we're excited about that. But I promise you, before the year ends, you're going to see a second brand being added. Next year, when it happens, you're going to see third brand being added. And in the near future, I see that you'll see even more advanced $1,000 VR glasses and $200 cheaper version, easier to use type of virtual reality glasses. It doesn't matter whose it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Whatever consumer wants, GPS are going to make the deals to go out there and offer those products into the marketplace so you could go out there and build your distribution channel and build your opportunity as big as you want. Does that make sense? So don't get caught up with one device. Don't get caught up. It's not about one device. It's like somebody, I know half of you probably don't know what it is, but some of you probably grew up watching a TV show like Saved by the Bell. And when you watched Saved by the Bell, there was a guy named Zach Morris, and he showed up with the phone. Phone looked like this big. His phone was like this big, and his phone was like, super big. It's like somebody judging cell phone industry because the phone was this big. It's like someone getting caught up with one phone that they saw 20 years ago and determine how the future of phone industry is going to be. So don't worry about all that. GPS will continue to do product development, business development to give you the best devices out in the marketplace. Now, let's talk a little bit about network marketing opportunity, influencer marketing opportunity within VR. Why is VR the perfect product to market through our business model? Here's the reason why. In direct sales, in relationship marketing, in social marketing, the most powerful thing that you could ever do to acquire a customer, you know what it is? Demonstrate and have them experience it. Now, when you demonstrate and have them experience it, let's just say that you're in the nutrition industry. You give them these incredible vitamin products. They pop those 2 pills in their mouth and they swallow it. Soon as they take those vitamin pills, which is great, everybody should take them, but as soon as they take those 2 pills, what do you think they're going to say? They take 2 pills and they go, wow, I feel so much better. I mean, most likely that's not going to happen. Most likely that's not going to happen. What if you're in the telecom industry? You're using Verizon and you switch over to whatever company they're offering. First of all, nobody likes the experience of switching it because it's like nightmare. Like you have to change the SIM and you have to activate and it go online and it's like crazy. But let's just say you did that. After you switch over, as soon as you make the call, you go, wow. This phone call sounds so much better than when I was with Verizon. And nobody's gonna say that. What if you're in cosmetic business? As soon as you go out there and I don't know, put a nice lotion, which is great. As soon as you put it on, do you go, wow? Some companies, they do. And guess what? Those companies exploded, actually. As soon as they put it on, they saw wrinkles like go away. And like, oh my gosh. You know why? Because they had a good, I'm telling you, the biggest cosmetic companies around the world that exploded in relationship marketing and direct sales. You know what they all had? They had a demonstratable product. And when they put it on, instantly they felt it. They saw the wrinkles go away, and they all said this word. You know what that word is? Wow. In social marketing, in relationship marketing, in network marketing, in people-to-people business, if you could have a demonstratable product that you could have people experience it, and majority of the people that experience it, the first word that comes out of their mouth is wow, you got yourself a customer. That is an ultimate dream of this industry's, anybody in this industry to have it's ultimate dream to have a product like that. Would you guys agree with that? So now think about this, okay? Think about this. I put this thing over, I don't know, at least 1,000 people's heads. Everybody I show this to, first 60 seconds, I can literally dare them not to say it. First 60 seconds, if I just have them experience their first virtual reality experience in the ocean, in Alaska, in Guam, in Master Academy learning baseball, in Master Academy, I'm right in the middle, on the ring, on the octagon, learning UFC, MMA fight by John Woods. Learning from a personal trainer teaching you right in front of you, like she's right there, 3D. Right there, like you could touch your trainer right there. And as soon as they experience it within 60 seconds, it doesn't take you 15 minutes, it doesn't take you 48 hours. Within 60 seconds, when people try it, they always say, wow. Somebody said, I don't know how to explain opportunity. I'm not good at network marketing. Hey, you don't have to do network marketing at GPS, just do GPS. When things open up and when you have your device, when social distancing and quarantine is over, when you see people, all I have to do is, hey, Steve, have you ever done business on VR? He says, no. How do you do that? Hold on one second. Would you be interested in earning income and having a business on virtual reality? He says, well, yeah. How do you do that? Hold on one second. All I have to do is turn on the device and go to GPS opportunity video that's 3 minutes long, 360-degree virtual reality experience, and I just have them experience that video, and that video teaches them everything about VR, AR, EVP commerce, influencer marketing, online and offline influencer marketing, and the whole opportunity in 3 minutes. It is done on the 360 virtual reality experience video, and they get to experience a little taste of virtual VR Master Academy contents. That's all you have to do. Can you just say, hey, have you ever done business on VR? They said, no. Would you like to get paid on VR? They said, how do you do that? Hold on one second. Just have them experience it. Getting a customer, you know somebody that's into tennis, you say, have you ever played tennis on virtual reality? They said, no. Hold on one second. Go to tennis content, have them experience it. You know somebody that likes to travel? You say, have you ever traveled on virtual reality? They said, no. I said, hold on one second. Boom. You know anybody like in golf? You just ask them, hey, have you ever golfed on virtual reality? They said, no. Hold on one second. Boom. 60 seconds, when they say wow, you take them off and say, hey, get them as a customer. It is the greatest product that this industry has ever offered to get customers and share opportunity with other people in a way that it was never possible to do in any other industry. That's virtual reality. That's virtual reality. How do you deal with copyright issues? Don't worry about that, because virtual reality, VRLU Master Academy, they own all their content. They're producing all their content. All the other ones are, this is operating system. That's what you got to understand. This is a phone. This is like smartphone. This is like smart TV. All the content's on here. It's not us. It's different applications. It's like just buying an iPhone and downloading different applications. They own their contents. They own their content. You go out there and access it. It's unbelievable. Now, let's wrap this thing up, okay? Who are our competition? Less than 1% of the population have it. Nobody else is selling it the way we're selling it. Nobody else is providing opportunity in VR industry like we are providing. How do we know the VRLU will stay with us, man? Because I know VRLU, man. I know VRLU. Not to worry about that. Somebody said, man, how about other direct sales companies? So how about other direct sales companies? In virtual reality space, there's no competition for us. No competition whatsoever. Majority of company content are game focused. Hey, we're not game focused. Now, we have access to games. People could play so many free games on here. As soon as they get the device, they could just go to the App Store. They could download so many free games. There are some paid games, but a lot of free games. So they could do that. But we offer VRLU, live practical training contents, and when you get it in your spirit set, it will blow your mind. So we know that virtual reality space, there is no competition. 99% don't have it. You could be the first to distribute it in your marketplace and own the market share in your community. But in direct sales, nobody could do what we do. Why? Because of exactly what that person that asked the question asked. Because they will never have an opportunity to partner with VRLU and virtual reality space worldwide. Nobody has produced more 360-degree 3D educational content within the last 4 months. Nobody has produced more content than VRLU in the last 4 months worldwide in the virtual reality space. Nobody has done what they've done. And we have an exclusive contract with them, and they're our partner. What we're doing right now is so special. Yes, there are companies selling VR devices out there. Are they paying you commission? Of course not. What about Mark Zuckerberg and Oculus and all those companies? Of course, they're going to continue to make a lot of content. And you want them to make more content. You want them to make more games. You have their niche of whatever they're making. And here's what you have to understand. A lot of people think that you're competing. Here's folks, let me help you out, okay? Let me help you out. You ready? How silly would it be for someone to go into the cell phone industry and trying to compete with Apple? That would be silly. Would you agree with that? How silly would it be for someone like ourselves to jump in? If Danny Bay said, I'm going to go in there and beat Oculus, well, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You kidding me? You can't beat Mark Zuckerberg. You can't beat Oculus. But you know what you do? You find ways to do benefit. You find ways to partner up and sell Oculus. You find ways to develop and get your channel big enough where they want to sell their contents on our platform. Why in such a short amount of time? In 3 months, 20,000 influencers. In 3 months, GPS selling more VR devices than 3 of the top hardcore biggest telecom companies in Asia, selling more devices than all 3 of them combined. All 3 of them combined. Why do you think in 3 months of time, GPS and VRLU already have contracts with VR production company that produce VR production for Red Bull, Coca-Cola, and some of the biggest companies around the world. Why do you think they want to sell their content on our platform? Why? Because we're building our distribution channel. Why? Because we're building our subscriber list. Why? Because we are building our customer base bigger than and faster than everybody else in this space. So here's the deal. Let me tell you something. Every time you see McDonald's, every time you see Burger King, they're not in the middle of nowhere by themselves. The true entrepreneurs understand. You know where you want your restaurant to be? Right in the middle of where all the other restaurants are. Better Oculus does, better we do. Better HTC Vive does, better we do. More contents they come out with, better our customers are going to experience, either now or later. All the different platforms, devices, they have different stuff. But don't worry about all that. Everything will get connected. Everything will get combined. Just like Android did the job, brought all the other devices outside of iOS to come under one platform. That's what will happen in virtual reality space. So here's what I want you to do. Now, you don't have to be a tech master. You don't have to be a VR master. Really, what you have to do is understand the vision and go out and distribute. It's not your job. It's not my job to go out and do research and develop and make a better device than Oculus or Pico. We let Apple do that. We let Samsung do that. We let TCL do that. We let Oculus do that. We let Pico do that. We let all the other brands do that. But you know what we're going to do better than everybody else? Is distribute these devices into the marketplace like nobody else. You know what we're going to be able to do better than everybody else? Go out there and get customers and get our subscribers more than everybody else. You know what we're going to be able to do better than everybody else? Is expand this business and build customer base worldwide faster than everybody else. That's what we think about. That's what we master. I share this with you not so you go out there and spend 20 hours a day researching about virtual reality. You should go Google and read some articles, not for you to understand and remember it all, for you to have confidence that you truly are at the right place at the right time. So what do you do about it? In closing, here's what I want to tell you. Go take massive action. Go take massive action. Go take massive action and invite them over to the Zoom presentations that you and your team may be having today. Tonight, when there's an opportunity to present, put your guest, put your prospect in front of our incredible leaders around the world. I believe is Mr. Tommy Lee speaking tonight. Is that tonight? Mr. Tommy Lee will be doing a Zoom presentation to share GPS opportunity for the company nationwide. For the very first time, he's going to be presenting. If I were you, I'll get everybody on that call tonight to learn about this opportunity. And go out there and share this opportunity. Hey, majority of people you know are at home right now. They're looking for something. They're looking for a solution. They're looking for opportunity. Get them on these calls tonight. Get them on the call tonight. Between now and tonight, I believe the presentation starts, I guess, let's see. Presentation is going to start in about, I guess, 8 hours or so. Next 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, I don't know. But next few hours, go out there and invest some time into your business and share this opportunity with everybody you know. You know how big this opportunity is going to be. If you're not sure, remember the 6-letter website that you've never been to. Just go Google VR opportunity or VR industry coronavirus. It will tell you how big the industry is. It will tell you that you truly are at the right place at the right time. And tomorrow morning, Good Morning GPS will be the last, I believe this will be the last Good Morning GPS that we're gonna do for a little while. So it's a 3-day series. We already had yesterday and today, and I am excited to share with you tomorrow because tomorrow, yesterday we talked about pioneering entrepreneur mindset. Today we talked about VR. Tomorrow, I want to talk to you little bit about the strategies to build your GPS opportunity all the way up to 200K as fast as you could possibly could do. And we're going to be talking about some strategies. We're going to be talking about some ideas. We're going to be talking about 30 days, 60 day, 48-hour game plans, how you should maximize your 12 weeks, how you should structure your team and make sure that you're supporting everybody and building that fire underneath to drive the momentum within the team. And we're going to be talking about what you should do between now until the full launch that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about all of those ideas tomorrow, because there's nothing more I want to see than so many of you becoming influencer 2,500, influencer 5,000, influencer 10,000, or maybe even 100,000 or influencer 200K this year in year 2020. And some of you even before we officially launch in the next couple of weeks. So I appreciate you tuning in early in the morning. Thank you for your time. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. It's 12:45 a.m. in Korea, so I'm going to go home and get some sleep so I can see you tomorrow, all right? Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for having me, Mr. Mike Lon. You're the man. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Danny Bay. We appreciate you. Have a great night. And for all of us here in GPS US, let's get aggressive. And I'll see you guys all at tonight's event. Have a great day, everybody.
Dale Williams, have a great day.
Orlando, Florida. Lander says, have a great day.
Mount Vernon, New York. Have a great day. On your
Good day, everyone.
Ohio,
have a great
Vegas,
day.
Nevada.
Ohio.
Macon, Georgia now.
Wow, wow.
Jacksonville, Florida. Have a good day.
North Carolina. Massive
Annyeonghaseyo, Mount Vernon, New York.
Delaware, winning champions.
Have a great day.
North Vegas, Nevada.
See you guys later.
Have a great day, North Carolina.
Whoop, whoop.
Hey, from Maui, Hawaii.
Dallas, Texas. Have a great day.
Aloha, Hawaii.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Have a great day.
Las Vegas.
Beautiful.
Columbus, Ohio.
Beautiful, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio. Bye, Jacqueline.
New Jersey.
Louisiana.
Aloha, Danny.
Hi, hello, Danny.
Aloha.
So I'm from Japan. In Tokyo, I'm Jin.
Wow, Japan, Tokyo. Unbelievable. Hang up now, folks. Go have a great day. What you doing here? We done.
Bye.
We see you tomorrow.
Go and take massive action.